What's going on, guys? This is your boy Trillionaire Mac, and welcome back to another video. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down USDJPY. It's been a minute since we've traded this pair. It's been a minute since we have broken down this pair, but this pair never quite leaves my my list of pairs that I do look at, that I do pay attention to. So for a couple of weeks here, let's see. So we were in this trade here. We pulled out around this area here. All right, and let's see how long we were in consolidation. For about 26 days, we were straight up in consolidation for USDJPY. And how I framed this trade on the H4 time frame was that I saw that we had a break of internal structure here. Okay, we have trendline liquidity that was taken out at the bottom, trendline liquidity at the top. You can consider this a purge possibly, but it wasn't responsible for any types of break of structure or anything like that. So I didn't pay attention to this area. Same with this area, it wasn't responsible for any structure breaks or anything significant. All right, and then finally we push up to this area here, and we have a break of structure as well as we have imbalance all throughout this area, which was just perfect for a supply trade setup. All right. So we pushed all the way down to this demand here, okay, and then pushed back to the upside. Now, even though on the higher time frame we are overall within an uptrend here, let me change this to 2. All right, so even though we're within an uptrend here, okay, this is our retracement. All right, our pullback. This here is our minor structure, okay, with this push to the upside, creating higher highs and higher lows. All right, and then this is our transition back to our substructure here. All right, now we're still good as long as we don't break this low here. Okay, now this might become a weak low simply because we have failed to break this high here, right? So it's not a strong low, it seems like. All right, but let's just see what happens. All right, we're not going to get too ahead of ourselves. We have to wait for this area to break first before we conclude that this indeed is a weak low or a strong low. All right, so we're over here within this area here. All right, now let's just go to the H2 time frame so you guys can see a little more in detail what I see on the H4. Okay, so this is what I see on the H2. Right, we have this wick here that collects liquidity, mitigates this to the left, okay, and also causes a break of structure, which is here. Okay, also causes sub breaks of structure internally. Okay, and also causes imbalance. We have imbalance here, we have imbalance here. Okay, that we want to later see price gravitate back towards. This is a reaction. This is a reaction here. Okay, we see that price did react to it and then we pushed past it. Okay, so this left some type of demand here. Okay, that could have been a possible scale out for you. All right. But on the H2 time frame, this was the order block that we're working with. Okay, the last bullish candle before the bearish push. Okay, we know that there is supply resting up here, and that is what I'm anticipating price rejecting when it comes up here to this area. So now that we understand that, let's go straight to the M15 to see what's going on. So on the M15 time frame, here we go. Okay, this area here, you guys can see that I have a darker rectangle and a lighter rectangle. My darker rectangle is my more refined M15 order block. Okay, my lighter candle is my is what you guys saw in the H2 time frame, which is just an H4 wick refinement. All right. So on the M15 time frame, we can see that we had this bullish push to the upside, traveling back to our higher time frame point of interest. Okay, once we get there, we are looking for our confluences. All right, so we see a change of momentum here. Let's go on the M5 actually. Ooh. All right, so on the, let's go to the M1 actually. I just want you guys to see this very, very clear. I can see it on the M15, M5, but if your eyes aren't trained for it just yet, I want to make sure that you guys can see this on the lower time frame. So overall, I looked for these confluences on the M15 time frame before going down to lower time frame because I need to see my M15 kind of transition in my favor first. But we can go to the H1 time frame and look at the schematic that takes place, which I saw in the M15. All right, but you can look at it on the M1. Just understand that you need the M15 concept. So on the M15 time frame, we can see that we have price that took out this high, finally pushed into our higher time frame zone. Okay, from there, we're looking for a change of momentum. All right, so your job is to figure out where's the change of momentum. Now on my M15 time frame, this was my break to the upside, and this was my break to the downside, changing momentum. Okay. Now you can't just go straight to the M1 and use it out of nowhere, right? You have to use what I like to call time frame correlation. Okay, you have to correlate the fractals together. So we can see that we had a failed reaction here, okay, and then price ended up taking out the failed reaction with this push to the downside. This right here is a really important area to me, right? We sweep liquidity and we mitigate something. Perfect, right? So I'm going to be paying attention to this area here within the future. So let's go back to the M5 time frame. Okay, so this was the area that I circled on the M1 time frame, and we can look over and we see that price came directly to this area and then rejects. All right, that is exactly what we were anticipating. None of this matters here. Okay, it really doesn't matter. This was the transition. This was Sunday, excuse me. Sunday, September 19th here. All right, and then price finally pushed to the upside, tagged us in. Now, I normally don't trade on Sundays. If you do, that's completely fine. It does go against my trading plan, but sometimes you get very, very prime setups just like these. All right, now on this trade setup, we risked around 3 pips, okay? And then, of course, you guys know my targets. Let's go to the M15, and let's talk about targets. So on the M15 time frame, this was my target here. All right, I simply just like to target swing lows and swing highs. I will get to the point where I am more comfortable targeting from zone to zone. Okay, in this case, it was somewhat zone to zone, which is why it was a 26% trade. But I really like to just focus on targeting M15 swing lows and swing highs. So here we can see a substantial swing low. Okay, this is actually a point of interest to me. So I'll be looking at how price reacts to this here. Okay, so I just targeted this swing low here. All right, this is not a swing low to me. This is not a swing low. Well, on a lower time frame, this is probably a swing low. But on the M15, none of these areas here are swing lows to me. This is here, okay, but it doesn't make sense to take profit here. So this is my substantial swing low that I'm targeting. Now, I actually took re-entries within this area here. Okay, I was in a lot of drawdown actually, but I held this order for some reason. If you guys would like to see that order, man, I should have actually put up a screenshot. Hold on, if you guys just stay on the call for a little bit, I'm going to send this screenshot to myself and see if it pops up on my computer of this trade that I'm still currently in. It was simply a scale in move within this area here. I first took a minus 1% at this entry here. Okay, we blew past, and then I took another trade here. Okay, we did also blow past that. My stop was up here. And I just wanted to see how price would react to this area here. So I held this trade, and now we are finally in profit, but I'm going to send you guys a screenshot of it in just a second. All right, I'm going to send it to myself on the computer so you guys can see the position itself. Give me 1 second. Hope you guys are doing well, though. Hope you guys have been having a fantastic week so far. We also talked about this opportunity, this sell opportunity on... When did we talk about this sell opportunity? On the Monday night webinar last night with all of my students, right? So if you joined that Monday night webinar, then you are definitely able to take advantage. Save to downloads. All right, let me pull this up for you guys. And I'm just showing you guys the scale in entry because I'm still in this trade. For the scale in, for my higher time frame trade, I've already closed. So, but let me show you guys the scale in. Okay, so here's the scale in. All right, 109,574. So if we go here, 109,574 right here. Right, so I played this reaction here. All right, we have some demand. We have some demand located here. We have some supply located here. Okay, off the reaction of the demand, price comes back to it. That's where I took my sell position. And then price continued to push to the upside just a little bit more, pushing into London session. And then finally we had that, push to the downside. So I'm probably going to go ahead and close this position here. I've risked, on this trade here, I was risking profits. Right, so I was completely fine with taking this scale in. All right, it wasn't the best opportunity in the world. Let's use that. There we go. It wasn't the best opportunity in the world, okay, but it still provided RR, valid RR. All right, and I was risking a certain amount of my profit on this trade as well. All right, so I was really comfortable with holding this out. Even if we push to the upside, I'd still be in profit on this sell position, and I'd simply just close both of them and move on to the next trade setup. Right. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next trade setup. Ended up being a 26.87R. There we go. Okay, risking 3 pips and catching around 80 pips. Not bad for UJ, especially with us not trading it for the past few weeks, simply because nothing has set up in our favor, like I like to see. But overall, good trades. I'll catch you guys on the next video. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed the gems that were dropped on the lower time frames, please leave a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and hit that bell notification icon to be updated whenever I upload a new video. Now, if you wanted to get the insight on this trade here, okay, I sent it out to all of my students, a part of my mentorship program, as well as a part of my Telegram channel. So click the link, the first link in the description, to join my Telegram channel. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.